Welcome to our what we hope is going to be a continuing series of live and King product training sessions. This is the first. Joining me today from our brand new studio in Seattle, South Seattle is Ron Motto. Ron heads up our marketing team, and he plays a key role also in our new product development. Today he'll be our guide as we review our line of high velocity fans.
Yeah, hi guys, Ron Motto. I've been with King for about 8 years, director of marketing here. So we'll get started talking about those fans. We got a little bit of technology here, so hopefully all the switching of the cameras works, and off we go. Today we're going to talk about the industrial and commercial grade fan line that we have here at King. And now while you're thinking that a fan is just a fan, King's 60 plus years of experience designing and manufacturing heaters and air moving products has taught us that not all fans or heaters are the same. So you really need to look at that there are some lower price general purpose type fans in the market, and they might look similar, but there are some major differences, and that makes them perform differently, frankly. So the main difference between these two types is that generally it's driven by cost. General purpose fans will use less expensive materials and components, and they're only designed for residential use or light duty use markets. When we were designing our fan line, we decided to focus on quality and durability. So we chose materials and components and the construction methods that are top of the class. So we have better quality long life motors, welded seams, heavy gauge sheet metal construction, and durable grills, wheels, and handles. So all those materials are going to be rugged and stand up to a lot of abuse and use. It's important to note that when you're looking at competitive product, it isn't always the same. Sometimes it may be, but you need to be aware to check a few key specifications. So I just pulled this up on a website online, comparing, this is our 36-inch pedestal fan, and comparing it to one of the competitors out there. And we're looking at this is a direct drive fan, 11,200 CFM for our fan, and they're at 9,000 CFM. If you look at the weight, just on sheer weight alone, we're at 66 pounds, they're at 62 pounds. So we have a much heavier base and sheet metal construction. So we're using a 4th horsepower motor, and they're using a 5th horsepower motor. So we have a heavier duty motor that's going to provide more robust and better air circulation and flow. We have a 9-foot cord on ours. They have a 8-foot cord on theirs. So there's just some small differences, but they all really start to add up to a better product. If you look at this one is a 36-inch drum fan, direct drive drum fan. This one is 11,280 CFM versus theirs at 9,000. We have 6 or 7 pounds of weight on ours more than they do. In this case, they're both using a 3rd horsepower motor, which is great. I'd have to look a little closer at the construction of theirs, but I can guarantee you ours is a very durable PSC style motor, capacitor driven, 9-foot cord. They have the 8-foot cord. So again, it's not always apples to apples. When you're out there and it's coming down to price, sometimes it's really important to look at how durable and well built these things are. Our fans, they're made for applications for ventilation, air circulation, and dry out applications that are really in more commercial environments, warehouses, shops, and manufacturing facilities, and that type of thing. The next thing I'm going to do is share my screen with you, and I'm going to go split screen and do that. Okay, so this is a marketing brochure that we put together on our fan line. This is going to give you guys, at a glance, all the information you need to break down the differences between our fans, the specifications, and the different types. So I'll walk through this real quick. We'll be able to see some of the difference. So the first thing is we're going to talk about our direct drive drum fans. These motors are very reliable and rugged. They're really good for commercial applications. They run on less power than other types of motors and require less maintenance. With the direct drive fan, you're going to have 3 fan blades. Those fan blades are going to have a really flat pitch, so they're going to rev up to really high RPM to get to the high velocity that you need. Now, the result of that is going to be higher noise levels. So when you compare it to our belt drive fans, the direct drive fans are going to be a lot louder. So it just depends on what's important. When we get to the belt drive fans, This is a picture of that. You're going to see that the motor is offset from the shaft of the fan blade, and there's obviously a belt that's driving that motor. Now, what this is going to do is that motor is running at higher torque, but it's going to run at lower RPM. We have 4 fan blades that are at a steep pitch on the belt drive fan. So you're going to still get high CFM and air throw, but it's at a much lower RPM. So the noise volume is going to be quite a bit lower. You'll see that if I test these fans behind me, the large 36-inch belt drive fan is about the same decibel level as the 24-inch direct drive fan. And it just, when you get up to large sizes, they get rather loud. So belt drive is definitely going to quiet things down depending on the environment that it's working in. But this is also a long life motor. There might be some additional maintenance that you have to do on this type of motor. If the belts start to get loose, you'd either have to replace a belt, or you can adjust it to make it tight again. It usually doesn't happen, but that's a possibility with a belt drive fan. I'll go over some of the highlights of our drum fans in general. Again, we have built-in cord storage into the handholds, and that's really convenient for getting the cord out of the way. All the fans have a 2-speed switch, so you're going to get a high and low to get you the exact airflow that you need for the application. They have a powder-coated finish, so that means it's going to be durable, it's going to be rugged and scratch resistant. The direct drive fan, this 24-inch direct drive fan, is the only one that we have available that's a tilting model, but you can see it behind me and up on the screen, and that's going to give you up and down articulation on the head. That's a nice feature if you need it, but again, only available on the small fan. We have reinforced tubular crossbars, so everything's going to stay real rigid within that drum, and it's not going to bounce around. And then again, you have these 3 flat pitched aerodynamically balanced blades. So they're aluminum rust resistant blades. All of our fans meet the OSHA requirements. And now that might not sound important, but if the company that they're using these fans has a safety compliance officer, that OSHA requirement really is required. So this is a good benefit of our product line. And so then I'll go down and we'll look at the belt drive fans. Very similar product. These are all 120 volt. They have a standard cord and plug that you can plug into any 120 volt outlet, 9-foot cords. This one has similar features. Belt drive has the built-in cord wrap. It has the carry handles. It has rugged wheels. So depending on the size of the fan, the wheel base gets a lot bigger or wider, so that they're always going to be stable, but they're all a similar style design of wheel that's very rugged and durable and going to take some abuse. The belt drive fan has a welded crossbar that gets right welded into the sheet metal drum, and that's going to just give it, again, some additional stability. They come with slip resistant feet, and that's going to lessen the vibration that transfers down and through the floor depending on what material it's sitting on. We'll get into our pedestal base. You'll see 2 examples of those behind me. These have heavy duty steel grills. These are direct drive motors, so you're going to have the 3 fan blades and powder coated base. This one has a 2-speed pull chain switch design, which you can see over here. I'll show you in a second, but it goes low, off, high, off. So that's the sequence to get to the speeds that you need. There's a adjustment knob that is going to give you the up and down height adjustment. And the nice thing about this design is there's a heavy gauge steel spring inside, and that's going to help support the weight of the head as you move it up and down. So so you don't have to carry the whole weight of that head up and down. So that's going to give you a little bit of assist. We also have, if I can switch over, there we go. Switch to that one. Okay, so this is the pull chain switch I was telling you about, and it's going to get loud, so I might not turn those on, but you have the adjustable knob here. You can see also up on the top, it's on this other side, you have an adjustment knob, which is going to give you the articulating head so you can move it up and down to position it to where you need. One other feature of these pedestal fans is that they have, you can't see it on the video, but in the base, this heavy gauge steel base, it has 4 holes that you can actually secure it directly to the subfloor. That it's, if that's a safety feature that you want. So that's a little added benefit, that you can actually mount them with bolts to the floor. Okay. So these are available in 24-inch and 30-inch sizes. The drum fans, I should have mentioned it earlier, 24-inch, 30-inch, 36-inch, 42, and 48-inch. So you're talking about a 4-foot diameter at the large size, extreme ventilation there. Further down in the brochure, we have a cross-reference table or a product matrix that's going to list. Let's see if I can move that out of the way. All the main specifications of all the products, and then up on the top, moving over from left to right, you're going to have the products, and you can quickly see at a glance how they compare, all the features that are available on a specific model, the ratings of the motors, the wattages, the CFM, and all that important data is all there, quick access. The last thing I'll do, this is a side view of our drum fan. You can see the carry handle you can easily wrap the cord around that, built-in cord wrap, and you have the 2-speed fan control on the side of the drum. And here's a back view of our pedestal motor. Again, a PSC motor that has a split capacitor, so it's going to be very efficient, long-lasting, and rugged type of motor, and the pull chain switch to give you the speed control that you need. That's really the overview of the whole product line. I think Craig also might have some comments.
Bob brought up a heat map to us earlier in the week. And so as you can see, those heat temperatures starting to rise across different parts of the country. We think this is a perfect time to be talking about fans. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, we'll let you get back to your day. And like I said, we'll be having more of these. We're putting some programs together for training. So stay tuned and we'll be in touch.